Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition. In this part, we will be completing the Sunshine Autos asset.
BJ Smith, and you must be Mr. Bassetti. Would you like the tour?
Might as well.
Well, I'm very sad to be selling the dealership to y'all. This is my first investment after I turned pro. But now, it's time for me to move on.
You're leaving town. Not in too much of a hurry, I hope.
No, I'm just coming out of retirement and preparing for my future comeback. The business wasn't too strong and my staff took it upon themselves to get a bit more creative with the generation of wealth. Obviously, I could wind down the business before handing it over. Hell, I could burn the place down if I wanted to. This is prime development land.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about any of that. This place seems perfect.
Yeah, it does. So I take it we have a deal.
So that was the classic BJ Smith right there. And he's quite a notable character here in Vice City, so we'll talk about him a bit later on. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about how the Sunshine Autos asset works, and that there's going to be a garage located next to the main building of the Sunshine Autos asset. And this garage contains a list of vehicles that we need to turn into the garage. And there's going to be 4 total lists. The first list is the only list you need to complete if you just want, I suppose, credit for completing an asset in order to progress the story. But if you want your percentage points for 100%, you need to complete all 4 lists. So we'll be going through all 4 lists, and I'll be showing off how I obtain the vehicles on each of these lists. Now, it's not super exciting because most of these vehicles on all 4 lists can be obtained in front of the Sunshine Autos asset itself, as that road is quite nice for just standing there and waiting for vehicles to spawn in. And most of the time you'll find the vehicles you need, but for these other vehicles in which I'm showing off the map, I didn't find them in front of the Sunshine Autos asset. I had to go elsewhere in Vice City to find these vehicles. But you might have luck in other areas as well. These vehicles aren't just exclusively found in one area. They can really be found in various locations across Vice City, so that's pretty nice. It seems like it's a nice little Easter egg hunt there, and something even nicer is that for completing a list, you end up getting a vehicle that's pretty rare that spawns at the Sunshine Autos main building. And in this case we have the Deluxo that spawns for completing the first list, and now the Sunshine Autos asset generates money for us, up to $1,500, which isn't that much, but by completing more lists, not only do you get your percentage points, but you also increase the value of the Sunshine Autos asset. You know, it's kind of difficult to say quickly there. Sunshine Autos asset. Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt saying that like 5 times fast. But you can see, even with this second list, more vehicles can be found on the street right in front of the Sunshine Autos asset. So that's pretty nice stuff. It makes it to where that this goes by relatively quickly, but you know, you do have some occasions where, you know, certain vehicles might take you a little while to find just because the game likes hiding it from you. Like this Virgo, for example. It took me about, I don't know, 8 minutes of driving around to finally find one. And here at the Vercetti Estate holds a nice vehicle for us, the Stretch Limousine. I suppose really none of these vehicles are overly special until we get to the final list, where there is kind of a prerequisite that you need in order to make that list achievable to complete. So we'll talk more about that in just a moment. This is probably my favorite reward, in that we got the Sabre Turbo for completing that second list, and also the Sunshine Autos asset generates $4,000 from that point moving on forward. So again, here we are at the main road here, just collecting sports cars mostly in this case. And so now I think is a good time to talk about BJ Smith a little bit, because he is a hilarious character in this game that makes a handful of appearances, primarily on the radio, as he has a couple of commercials that play. And one of the commercials in particular I want to play for the 2 people still watching up to this point, as it's one of my favorite commercials in the entire Grand Theft Auto series, and it's for BJ Smith's Fit For Football. So let's play that right now.
Hi, I'm BJ Smith, football player, businessman, and father of 18 adorable kids. Throughout my career, my coach pumped me so full of steroids and hatred, I couldn't feel pain. Shoot, I even break my own leg for fun. They made me play when I was ill or injured, and that was because I was little more than a piece of meat to them. And now, you can too. With BJs Fit For Football, I'll take you through all the necessary steps to get fit for football and sticking it to the man. Using only a 400-pound duffel bag, luxurious gym, massive intakes of steroids, and a personal oxygen mask, you will be amazed as all those pounds fall off and flabs turn to muscles. Hell, you'll want to whip some ass because you'll be fighting fit. You'll learn how to argue with officials, beat up enormous men, break legs, and lose weight, especially in the brain. BJ's Fit For Football, out now on beta and VHS. Remember, to win the game of football or life, you have to annihilate everything in your path in a blind rage.
No, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. So BJ Smith is voiced by retired Hall of Fame professional football player Lawrence Taylor, who won a handful of Super Bowls with the New York Giants in the 80s and early 90s under the helm of Bill Parcells, a fantastic head coach during his time in the league. And also the infamous Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator at the time for the New York Giants. And that's a very fascinating deep dive for those of you into hand egg, the relationship between Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, as there's this fantastic ESPN 30 for 30 called The Two Bills that I heavily suggest to anybody into that type of stuff. But anyway, I'm completely off topic because we are collecting our final vehicle right there for this asset, which was the Pizza Boy. And the Pizza Boy and the Mr. Whoopi van, for that matter, both activate side missions, and you could just cancel those side missions. You don't actually have to complete them before turning them in to the Sunshine Autos Asset Garage. And so with that, that just about wraps up this part. For the third list, we ended up obtaining the Sand King Spawn at the Sunshine Autos Garage, and then for the fourth list, we got the Hot Ring Racer, and now this asset will generate up to $9,000 every day. So that is tremendous, and that completes this part. In the next part, we will be completing the first mission for the film studio asset, which is called Recruitment Drive. So until then, I will see you next time.